Good evening. Coming up tonight, Governor McMaster just received his COVID-19 vaccine. What you need to know to get yours.
South Carolina baseball had a big weekend in Baton Rouge. Stay tuned to find out more.
And finally, students say they're being drugged in Columbia bars. Why this could affect the future of 5 Points.
All of that and more tonight on SGTV Nightly News.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse studio, this is SGTV Nightly News.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Justin Walsh.
And I'm Kendall Smith. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Earlier today, Governor Henry McMaster announced on Twitter that he and his wife Peggy received their first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. The tweet read, quote, "At First Lady SC and I visited CVS Pharmacy in Columbia this morning to receive our first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. To those who want a shot, get your shot. As all persons are over the age of 16 are eligible to receive the vaccine at this current time, more and more around South Carolina are receiving their first and second doses. For all U of SC students, nearby vaccine sites include the local health center, Gamecock Park, and multiple pharmacies around the area."
A wall of love made an appearance in Columbia over the weekend. Holly Jackson, a Cleveland, Ohio native, makes stops across the country building walls of love that include daily essentials such as shampoo and toothbrushes. In the Midlands, Jackson set up the wall outside of the Transitions Homeless Shelter in Columbia. The wall started with 850 items, and a sign on the wall read, quote, "Please take what you need, leave the rest for others, and pay it forward when you can." Since 2018, Jackson has made almost 900 walls of love that have spanned across 17 states.
This afternoon, Governor Henry McMaster announced the commencement of a virtual career fair for military veterans across the state of South Carolina. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average number of unemployed veterans during the past year had been around 10,000. This career fair offers these veterans an entryway to establish a career once more. McMaster states that he and the state of South Carolina value military men and women very highly and want nothing more than to provide them with such opportunity. The virtual career fair will take place on May 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and registration is available now.
According to a student survey done by Shannon Henry, a women's self-defense instructor, 300 students say they have been drugged at Columbia area bars in the past 90 days. This news comes off of State Senator Dick Harpootlian's push for legislation that will require restaurants with liquor licenses to make at least 51% of their revenue from non-alcoholic items. Harpootlian, who is a Democrat, says his goal is to, quote, "do away with large saloons whose business model relies on serving alcohol in massive quantities to people under the age of 21. His Republican opposers say that a bill like Harpootlian's could shut down legitimate businesses and that the bill should focus more on restricting underage drinking. According to the Columbia Police Department, 2 allegations of drugging have been substantiated and the remaining cases are currently under investigation. And really disappointing to see what's going on in 5 Points right now with all of the drugging that's been happening down there that I've been hearing of.
Absolutely, and 5 Points is such a hot spot, especially for upperclassmen USC students. And they really need to take better care of how they're proceeding when they choose to go out. So for all USC students, if you happen to hit the bars, make sure you're safe, make sure with the crowd of people, do all the precautions you can to make sure that you're staying safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay safe. But coming up, more on the USC baseball season and great news for Gamecock women's basketball fans. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. South Carolina baseball stayed hot over the weekend as they now gear up for a top 10 matchup against the nation's top team. Let's check in with sports anchor Braden Malloy with the details. Braden?
Thanks, Kendall. Gamecock baseball is on fire. They secured another SEC Series win over the weekend, this time against LSU. Game 1 was not the brightest spot for the Gamecocks as they fell to the Tigers 5-1. USC pitcher Thomas Farr continued to struggle, allowing 4 hits and 3 walks in 5 innings and falling to 2-3 on the year. Games 2 and 3 were played doubleheader style on Saturday, and it was a much better day for the Gamecocks as South Carolina won Game 1 4-2 and Game 2 9-0. In Game 2, Carolina waited until the late to make their move, trailing 2 in the top of the 7th. Braylon Wimmer would double home David Mendham and Colin Burgess to tie the game. A hit by pitch and a 2-run double by Brayley Allen would give South Carolina the lead and the win. In Game 3, Will Sanders dominated from the mound and picked up another win on the season. Sanders struck out 4 batters and allowed only 5 hits as he improved to 6-1 on the year with an ERA of 2.1. Home runs from Wimmer and Mendham and contributions from the entire lineup card saw the Gamecocks plate 9 runs. USC will come back home this weekend to take on the top team in the nation, the Arkansas Razorbacks, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, with a chance to claim the #1 team in the SEC on the line. Moving to the hardwood, good news for fans of the Lady Gamecock basketball team, which is pretty much the whole city of Columbia. With senior Lily Grissett announcing she'll use her extra year of eligibility to come back, Dawn Staley will see her team return every player from their Final Four run this past season. Though Lily did not start, she became the team's #1 option off the bench, providing 7 points, 4.2 rebounds, and shooting 50% every game. Staley also praised her more for her leadership within the team, as she said, quote, "tremendous example for the rest of the bench squad." Grissett was not able to finish the season as she went down with a lower leg injury during the SEC tournament. However, she cites this unfortunate ending as her reasoning and motivation for coming back to the team and getting ready to shock the world. With the return of Lily, players like Aaliyah Boston and Zaya Cook, and 4 McDonald's All-Americans in the 2021 freshman class, Coach Staley has her first #1 recruiting class and will be gunning for her 2nd national championship. That's all for Carolina sports. Back to you.
2 things. So excited that Lily is coming back. And then number 2, this weekend, South Carolina against Arkansas in baseball is going to be off the chains.
It's going to be something to see, especially as we're rounding out the semester. Gamecocks got a lot to look forward to, and I just cannot wait to see what the Lady Gamecocks do with basketball next season. I'm glad we're only sophomores because I want to see them take it all the way. This season was so much fun to watch. Such a show. I just cannot wait to see what they do in the future.
It was great. I was in San Antonio, Texas for that Final Four matchup. So to see them in the national championship in the upcoming years would be fantastic.
Let's just hope for more. Well, thanks, Braden. Coming up, we'll talk our top song drop of the week and new teaser trailer released by Marvel Studios featuring the MCU's first Asian protagonist. Stay with us. Welcome back, Carolina. We will bring you the news on Marvel's release of the trailer for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. But first, let's throw it over to entertainment anchors Callista Yost and Callista Pushman for our top song drop of the week. Callista?
Thanks, Justin. Happy New Music Monday, y'all. I'm Callista Pushman.
And I'm Callista Yost, here with tonight's news and entertainment. Let's jump right in to our top song drop of the week. If you didn't know Grace VanderWaal already, now you know her name. She just dropped 2 new singles this weekend titled Repeat and Don't Assume What You Don't Know. The moody pop tracks are vastly different from the ukulele solo you may remember from her America's Got Talent audition that took the internet by storm in 2016. And I think, we could talk about how it's Billie Eilish meets Joan Jett. We could talk about the tracks, but I think we should give a little performance. What do you think?
I 100% agree, because she really went from cursive singing to this completely different style.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
I don't know my name.
Okay.
I could go on. I should be on America's Got Talent. I'm with that one, but I'm just...
Well, duet. Callista Squared. We'll do it.
Callista,
it's an act.
Here we are. You just witnessed the beginning of something.
That was the beginning of something great.
Speaking of the beginning of something great, earlier today, Marvel Studios dropped a teaser trailer for their new movie, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The movie will follow Shang-Chi, a martial artist who was trained to be an assassin since childhood by the Ten Rings terror organization, and how he tries to escape his past to live a normal life in San Francisco. Marvel Studios reportedly made this film a priority, wanting to introduce the MCU's first Asian protagonist in a film that heavily incorporates Asian American themes. And this is such great news to see, especially in today. And with Marvel Studios having a history of whitewashing different cultures, I'm excited to see what they do with this.
I definitely agree with you, and I think it's going to be such a great film. I saw the poster for it. I don't even watch Marvel that much, and I'm excited for it.
And the trailer looked brilliant, so.
Yes, this is going to be amazing. And speaking of amazing, mark your calendars, Carolina, because the university is putting a little Gamecock spin on a night at the drive-in. That's right, tomorrow night you can sit out on the field at our very own Williams-Brice Stadium and watch a classic movie. Head coach Shane Beamer's pick, The Goonies. Gates will open at 6:30, festivities start at 7:30, and the movie starts at 8. This is going to be such a fun event, and there's a couple of disclaimers we gotta give. You gotta wear your mask the whole time,
just for safety.
Yes, no chairs. You have to sit on a towel, very important. What was the last one?
You can't bring outside food.
Yes, no outside food. And The clear bag policy is still in effect for Williams-Brice Stadium. Super, super important. And we probably missed something. So for more information, please check out the event on Garnet Gate and be sure to reserve yourself a spot while you're on the page.
Now, I talked about Marvel once, and I am talking about it again, except this time it's a crossover between Captain America and the pop queen herself, Lizzo. Revealed in 2 TikToks, Lizzo drunk DM'd Chris Evans to shoot her shot in the form of emojis. Now, Evans responded to Lizzo, telling her that there was no shame in the DM with a kiss emoji. And I'm telling you, if I got a DM from Lizzo or a response from Chris Evans, I would be completely freaking out.
Oh my gosh, I know. And I saw Lizzo's TikTok and I was cackling. That was so funny. She was like, I just shrunk the Chris Evans. I was like, oh my gosh, Lizzo, more power to you, absolute queen.
Now, that's all we have for your entertainment news tonight. Back to you, Kendall.
I mean, first off, we just gotta say, Calista Squared, that cursive singing was unlike anything I ever heard. And I would pay to see it again.
Okay, we're gonna start. Ready in a 1, 2. No, I'm just kidding. Right, you don't want to hear that from us. We can't do it like Calista Square.
No way. But in other news, the whole so much Marvel news that I am so happy to hear because currently I am obsessed with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Shang-Chi, I cannot wait for this movie. Oh my God, so much Marvel content coming out, especially with Disney+.
I know our producer Finn is very excited about all of the Marvel content that is coming
aren't
up.
We all?
But thank you so much, Calista Squared. Coming up after the break, meteorologist Frank Martinez will let you know what to expect for this week's forecast, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, South Carolina. This is me, your local weatherman, Frank Martinez. We're gonna get right into our weather headlines for this week, okay? So our week is looking nice, dry, and warm. Although Thursday, we're gonna have a large temperature drop. Stay tuned for that huge drop coming up, okay? Tuesday and Saturday night, we're gonna have a slight drizzle. It's gonna be about 30%, but for the weekend, it's gonna stay warm, and the clouds actually will stay with us. Going on to our highs for South Carolina, we can see that here in Columbia, we have that 75, and it was actually the mode temperature across the midsection here. 75s, we're gonna have in our northern section of South Carolina, we have those 73s with the lowest being Rock Hill up there with that 70. And if we go to the southern tip, we can see one of our highest temperatures, 77, and our highest, Charleston, at 79. Okay, y'all, we're in it. The last couple weeks of the semester, I'm gonna give you guys the weather for a couple of those days, all right? So Monday, we have sunny, 79 with a low of 52. For Tuesday, we're gonna have the drizzle come in. The temperature's gonna stay relatively warm with the 78 and the low of 56. Wednesday, 79 again, 42. So the temperature's we're gonna see the drop start with that low temperature of 42. And as you guys can see, for Thursday, 69. So it's gonna be that 10-degree temperature drop from one to the other. The 42 for the low will stay. And we can see that it's sunny and clear for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have the high of 73 there. It's gonna go up a little bit. And Saturday, we're gonna see the rain come at night. But that has been all for me, your local weatherman. It has been a pleasure being your weatherman this semester. And please stay tuned because when we come back, we're gonna have another edition of Carolina Canines. And as always, trust your weatherman.
And finally, we have tonight's editions of Carolina Canines, and tonight's Carolina Canine is Murphy. The picture was sent in by Monica Badreau, who also happens to be my aunt. Murphy is the loving cousin of Harry, who we have featured twice on Nightly News. He loves nothing more than to lick people in peanut butter alike, and he is the sweetest dog you will ever see. But don't tell Harry I said that. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I think Harry has to stay my #1 dog, but Murphy is so cute.
We can let Murphy be the star for one night. Harry's gotten plenty of features on Nightly News.
Harry has gotten a lot of TV time. Exactly. No, I'm so happy that we were able to feature Murphy on tonight's show. He's actually up in Minnesota right now, so he's kind of in the cold weather as we speak.
Must be. I wouldn't say must be nice. I don't know why
You know
I was
what?
thinking that.
Right now it's gorgeous here in South Carolina, but that's our last Carolina Canines of the semester, and that's all we have for tonight's edition of SGTV Nightly News.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC. And to keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV Nightly News, I'm Justin Walsh.
And I'm Kendall Smith. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, and a great summer forever to be.